I wanted to tell y'all a story, okay? I should probably take my shirt off. So I saw this thing online, right? It was a question basically. What's the dumbest thing you ever got in trouble for at school? And I'm telling you, my story has to take the cake. So I'm gonna take you back here to my 8th grade year. 8th grade. That was a long time ago, all right? I'm 29. So how old are you in 8th grade? You're 14, right? Because you turn 15 as a freshman, and then as a sophomore, you turn 16 to get your license, right? So back in 8th grade, so I was 13 years old, right? It was the morning before school, right? I rode the bus, okay? And I had switched to this new school for 7th grade because my mom moved to this village that's like a little bit outside of my city, right? So village like anime. I'm waiting for the bus in the morning. The bus stop was in my driveway, even though I lived kind of by a corner, right? So there's a corner, literally a house over, but my next door neighbor, their front door wasn't on my street, it was on the other street. So I was technically the first house, okay? So instead of coming to the corner, the bus comes to my house. And I wasn't a little wiener like some of these kids, like little Timmy, who would like wait inside and like look out the window for the bus to come and then run outside. No, I was outside waiting in the driveway, okay? I was waiting in the driveway. There was 2 other kids that came to my bus stop, right? The first one, we'll call her Nicole, okay? So Nicole actually lives directly behind me. Like our backyards were only separated by like the chain link fence, right? Yeah, I go out on my back porch, I can literally see in her house. But we had it, or not in her house, but I can see like her porch, like, so basically she had to come to my house to the bus stop. She had to go out her front door, go down to the corner like a couple houses, turn, go up a couple houses, and then turn onto my street and then come over to my house, right? So she had to go all the way around, get fucked, okay? And I had to walk outside. It don't make no sense to me. They could have just put it on the corner. Nicole, fucking weird, okay? Nicole is weird. Like, let me give you some context about this Nicole girl, all right? So I moved out there at the very end of my 6th grade year, and then I just finished 6th grade like at my school in my city. But for 7th grade, I would have started at this new school, right? And they lived in the house behind us, right? So she had like some friends over. Yo, real quick, I just want to give a huge thank you to all of my channel members. If you are interested in getting your name featured in these videos, go ahead and click the second link in the description and become a channel member. My mom was like, yo, Kyle, there's girls out there. And I was like, oh, okay, sick. So like I went out there, they like asked me to like come over and like hang out with them, right? I was like, okay, sure, like whatever. Go over there and we're like introducing ourselves, and you're like fucking 11, right? In 6th grade or something like that, 12. Her immediate thing that she asked me was, are you a virgin? Like, but hi, I'm Nicole. Like, are you a virgin? Like, yeah, I'm a kid, okay? Like, I'm 11. Yeah. Like, what? It was all the same age. So, like, what? Then there was another time when I was outside in my backyard, probably trying to catch a legendary Pokemon or some shit. I don't know. I was playing on my Game Boy or my DS or whatever. And she's like, hey, Kyle, you want to come over and jump on the trampoline? And I was like, nah, like I'm good. Like, no thanks, Nicole, I'm good. And she keeps asking me, and I'm like, no. So I'm getting ready to just go inside, right? Like I was just trying to get some fresh air and just play my DS. Like I really ain't bothering nobody, right? And she goes, well, if you want, like you can come over and jump on it, and I'll get off and just watch. Like I'll just watch you jump on it. And I was like, no, I'm good, Nicole. I'm good. I just went inside. So she's weird. She's fucking weird. Weird champ. Not vibing. That's side character 1 for my story, okay? So we were like 6th graders at that time, right? Fast forward, now it's 8th grade, okay? Then there's the second side character. We'll call him fucking Jake. Okay, this buddy, he actually had to walk like 3 blocks to get to my house to the bus stop. Again, they could have just put it on the corner and it could have been like a little bit for all of us, but nope, they just made this boy walk, okay? Jake, he was in 6th grade. Me and Nicole, we was in 8th grade, okay? So he's a youngin'. He's like brand new to junior high. He's a kid. We're waiting for the bus one morning, right? It's the 3 of us. We're just standing here, and I'm like, I don't like school, okay? So I'm just like sitting here like, man, can we just get on with this? And out of nowhere, this Jake kid, like in a sad way, he's like, I wish I had a basketball right now. For no reason, like literally out of nowhere. Like the basketball would have made his day right there. Nobody says anything. So then he like says something else. Like he's like trying to keep talking to us, right? He goes, hey Kyle, have you heard that song Gold Digger? It was new at the time. It was new, okay? This is a long time ago. And I was like, yeah, Jake, I've heard Gold Digger. It's literally on every radio station. He was just like, okay. And then he goes, my mom's getting me an iPod. The iPods were new, okay? They were pretty new. Like, you was rich if you had an iPod. Or, like, you were well off if you had an iPod, okay? I'm like, cool, Jake. Cool, man. I'm just waiting for the bus. And I reach down and I grab a rock. My driveway was like a gravelly driveway, right? So I pick up a rock. Like, it's like this size, like a chapstick. It's like a little guy. It's like Jake. And I, like, sidearm it, okay? Like, I throw it across the street and I hit the stop sign. Like I throw it and ding, like hits like the O or something, right? Like hits the stop sign. So I'm like, pog, like I was hyped, like I hit the stop sign. And then this Nicole girl, she's like, you probably shouldn't throw rocks, Kyle. Let's look at her like, I don't give a fuck. Like if I miss that stop sign, guess what's behind it? A cornfield. Like the fucking beast titan could crush a boulder and throw it at that stop sign and no one will get hurt because it is a cornfield behind the stop sign. Literally, I'm doing no harm. I tossed a rock at a stop sign, and if I would have missed, which I didn't, but if I would have missed, it would have just went in the field. That's that. So then fucking Jake, he's like, it's not nice to curse at people. Like, that's what he says to me. Because I was like, the fuck, Nicole? Get, like, just mind your own, dude. Like, and I throw another rock. He's like, it's not nice to curse at people. I'm like, Jake, what do you want from me, man? And at this point, I'm contemplating just going inside and just skipping school. Because I used to do that sometimes. My mom would leave for work in the morning, and I would just turn around and go back inside. I had to play Among Us. I had to play in Fortnite. I had to play Fortnite. Exactly. So I'm contemplating just going back inside. But I don't. I stick it out. Okay? School bus comes, picks us up. I go like to the back, like to my little area, sit by my friends or whatever. Nicole sits wherever Nicole sits. She's fucking weird. And then this boy Jake, right up front, like right next to the bus driver, right? Hey, #1 spot. So we get to school. We're like 10 minutes into class, right? Tap on the door and open it up. And it's a kid gives a blue slip to the teacher. Now, I knew what this blue slip was because I had been in trouble a lot at school, okay? If you get the blue slip, you're going to the office. I already knew it. I assumed it was for me because I got them a lot. I get the blue slip, I go to the office. I'm in there, I'm sitting down. I'm trying to think of what I had did like the day before. I couldn't really think of anything. Principal comes out and gets me, right? He's like, morning, Kyle, come on in. I'm like, fuck me, dude. All right, so I go in there and he's like, you know why you're here? I was like, no, like I actually don't. And he's like, a student had informed your bus driver that you were throwing rocks earlier. I'm like, what? And he was like, he even said that another student even tried to be like, hey, don't throw rocks, and you continue to throw rocks. So fucking Jake narked on me, dude. So I'm like, what? I'm trying to wrap my head around it. And he's like, yeah, you know, when you're at the bus stop, you know, you cannot throw rocks. And I said, dude, the bus stop is my house. I was at my house. I'm in my driveway. I'm in my own driveway. The rock? I picked up a rock from my own driveway that my mom paid for and threw it at a stop sign. And behind the stop sign is a fucking cornfield, dude. I threw a rock. And you know what? I threw another one after that because I hit the stop sign. And if I would have missed, it would have hit nothing. And he said, I shit you not, it doesn't matter if you were at your own house because you were at the bus stop, which is an extension of school property. And if you are on the bus, waiting for the bus, or getting off the bus, you are considered being a part of school property. And, you know, basically, like, you're doing, like, vandalism. You're throwing rocks, which is something you should not be doing, and you're doing it on school premises around other students. And I said, you have got to be fucking kidding me. I said this. I'm a little 8th grade Kyle, little, like, 13-year-old Kyle. You have got to be fucking kidding me. Dude, I was at my own house, and I threw a rock from my gravel driveway across the street and hit a stop sign with nothing around it. Literally nothing. Are you kidding me right now? Is that actually the reason why you called me in here? Like for real, or did I do something else? He says, all right, I'm gonna have to call your mom. Call her. I giggled. Call her. Put it on speaker. I promise you on my life, this is all true, but I swear to you, this is true. You have to believe me, okay? The principal had my mom on speed dial. I swear. I was in there all the time. He would hit 7, it would call my mom, okay? He would hit 7, it would call my mom, Mama A, you know, at her work phone. Not even everybody had cell phones like that at the time. And shout out to Mama A, okay? Always has my back, because I admit when I fuck up. My mom knew whatever I did, like I would own up to it, right? Not even trying to roast him. I don't know if he was like hard of hearing or if the school just had loud ass phones, okay? Because I could always hear my mom, even though like he had the phone up to his ear. So he calls my mom. I would have walked out if he didn't call my mom, but I love my mama too much. I respect my mom. I'm not about to waste her time. Like I already knew she was at work. So calls my mom. He's like, yeah, I got Kyle in my office, you know? She's like, what'd he do? And he goes, well, he was throwing rocks. My mom's like, at kids? Or like, Kyle wouldn't do that. Like, I literally heard her say word for word, at kids? Question mark? Kyle wouldn't do that. And he's like, no, not at kids. He threw it at a traffic sign. And she's like, a traffic sign? Where would this happen? And he's like, well, it was at the bus stop. It was this morning when he was waiting for the bus. And she was like, did he hit the bus or what? My mom was going in trying to get the information. And he's like, well, no, the bus wasn't there yet. They were just waiting for the bus. And then I think it was at this point, but at some point I'm like, Mom, because I knew she could hear me. Mom, I threw a rock from the gravel driveway at the stop sign across the street. And literally nothing. Like, I don't hear anything in return. And I'm like, my mom is soaking in this fucking stupidity that my principal is spitting right now, okay? My mom is analyzing the amount of sheer fuckery that is going on. Like, you really called me to tell me my son threw a rock from our own driveway across the street? So he's quickly identifying that he's a fucking moron, okay? And he's like, you know, oh, I was telling Kyle, you know, that if he's at the bus stop, whether he's on the bus or waiting for the bus or getting off the bus, if he's at the bus stop, it is an extension of school property, and he should. My mom cuts him off. He was at our house, and she hangs up. That's all she says. He was at our house. Click. I hear it. Click. I'm laughing, and then I just sit there. Okay, with my fucking South Pole shirt and my spiky hair and my gold chain, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm just like, this makes no sense, dude. Like, I get in a lot of trouble. Like, okay, this is what? So he calls her back. He calls her back because at this point he tells me that I'm gonna be suspended. So he calls her back, and it's her work phone, so she has to give the same greeting, because it's a company phone. And he's like, hi, Miss A, you know, this is principal, da-da-da-da-da. And my mom's like, what do you need? Like, cuts him off. What do you need? Or what do you want? Something like that. I need to figure out what we're gonna do for Kyle for a ride home. She couldn't even fathom the idea of me being suspended over this, okay? And I had been suspended a lot, okay? I've been suspended a lot of times, okay? Like, I'm no saint. Her immediate thought was, you're kicking him off the bus because he threw a fucking rock? You're kicking my son off the bus. Like, we live in a village 20 minutes away. You're gonna kick him off the school bus? And he's like, no, he's not kicked off the bus. He's actually suspended. He's getting a school suspension for 3 days. And I hear my mom say, you've got to be fucking kidding me. I hear my mom say this, dude. Mama A, let's go. And I start laughing. And I know my mom can hear me. So my mom's like, I can't come get him. Like, I work all the way across town, like in an office. This is ridiculous. And then he's like, well, you know, you should figure out what he needs to do then. Like, he's like trying to hold his ground. And then she's like, let me talk to him. So he gives the phone to me. And I'm like, hey, mama. And she's like, Kyle, I'm going to talk to you when I get home. This is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. Okay, mama. And then I was like, what do you want me to do? Like, do you want me to just walk to my grandma's? My grandma didn't live too far. And it's nice out. She's like, just call your dad. I'm like, oh, fuck. That's not good. That's not the answer I wanted. But it was a Wednesday, and I was with my dad on Wednesdays. So I was kind of fucked. And I'm like, oh, no. Like, I didn't even think about this part, right? Because my dad, my dad was not down for that shit. At this point, my principal, I could tell he felt like he won because I had to tell my dad. And he could tell that I was displeased with the idea of my dad knowing that I was gonna get in trouble. So I called my dad, Basically, I'm just like, hey, Dad, I got suspended. I need you to come pick me up. He's like, what the fuck? What'd you do? I give him the rundown. He thought I was being a smartass. He's like, what'd you do to get in trouble? Why are you being suspended? And I'm like, no, that's what I did. Like, I have to leave school. Like, can you come get me? So then I had to give the phone back to my principal. He gives my dad the rundown. My dad hangs up because that's fucking ignorant. Comes and gets me. How'd my dad react when he picked me up? My dad was mad as fuck that I got suspended. My dad's woke, okay? But my dad was more like, dude, if you would have just said sorry for throwing the fucking rock, you wouldn't have got suspended. But instead, you had to run your mouth and be a badass and try to prove him wrong. Dude, why can't you just go to school? And I'm like, dude, I don't talk back to my dad, okay? I mean, I don't talk back to my mom either, but I'm just letting you know, like, I'm not trying to cross dad. But I was just like, dude, I had no idea I was gonna get in trouble for that. Cause fucking Jake narked on me, dude. Mama's buying me an iPod. Have you ever heard Gold Digger by Kanye West? Sitting in the front seat of the bus by the bus driver, Jake. I think that has to be the dumbest thing ever, right? Leave a comment down below and let me know what's the dumbest thing you ever got in trouble for at school. Please leave a like. That's my story.